This is Deb. I want to come in and do a quick review of a book I've had for a while, and it's the Sheila E book, the autobiography by Sheila E, and it's called The Beat of My Own Drum, a memoir with Wendy Holden. And I'm not going to read the book. I'm just going to touch on some points that I wrote down to review the book right quick. I've had this book since Prince died. I got it like in 2017. And to be honest, I only read the parts that had Prince in it. I just now, this weekend, sat down and read other parts of the book. Um, I'm going to read what I wrote. It says in 1977, the keyboard player from the group Santana was telling Sheila and her dad about a rhythm guitar player they heard playing in the next room, saying this kid is writing and playing all the instruments on his first album. And Sheila said, wow, I want to meet him. But she didn't get to meet him that day. And what happened was she went and bought Prince album For You, and she got a poster from the record store, and she taped his poster above her bed, and she looked at the poster and said, I'm going to meet you someday. And that was in April 1978. And the first time Sheila met Prince, it was at an Al Jarreau concert in September of 1978. She saw him staring at her, and she was staring back at him, but they never said anything to each other. And the next time she had an incident with Prince, she went to one of his concerts at the Circle Star Theater, her and a friend of hers. And after the concert, Sheila said that she went backstage after the concert and she saw him. He was standing in the mirror combing his hair. And another thing that she said that I didn't write down was he looked different from when she first saw him at the Al Jarreau concert. She said that his hair was straight and he had on bikini bottoms. I mean, like, yeah, I know, you know the look with the boots and everything. But he was still gorgeous. And she said she went up to him and she went to shake his hand, and he grabbed her hand and he held her hand, and before she could say her name, he said, "You're Sheila Escovedo," and she was like, "How do you know me?" And then she wrote that she started to think back. Well, yeah, he know me. I mean, I've been in the business and I've been traveling with other artists, and I have my own album released with my father or something like that. I didn't write that down. But anyway, so she said in her head, oh, well, yeah, I am somebody. I was somebody before he was. Now that I didn't see that part the first time I read it. But maybe she was, I don't know. But anyway, she was very impressed with Prince. And she said that Prince said when he shook her hand, he said, me and Andre Simone were fighting over which one of us would marry you. And she said she laughed. And she said, oh, really? And she said that he saw her first playing the drums with George Duke. And the next thing Prince said after that was, how much money you make working for George Duke? And she said she told him how much money she made. And he said, oh, I'll never be able to afford you. And she said, you never know. And so, let's see. She said whenever Prince would come to San Francisco and they had time, she would pick him up and they would go back to her parents' house because she was still living at home. They were still young people when they met. And she take him back to her mom and dad's house, and he would jam out with her family and everything, sit up and play music with her family. And she said afterward, they would hang out in her room. And she said before he got there, she took his poster down. And she had Michael Jackson on the wall and other guys on the wall. But I don't understand why she would take his picture down once she met him. But anyway, that was weird. And she said that they were friends only at the time because she was still hurt over her and Carlos Santana's breakup. But let's see. Then she said that at one point Prince was working on his next album, so she didn't really see him that much, and she was working too. And she said her next project was Quincy Jones asked her to work with him on Michael Jackson's song "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough." And she said she worked on that, but she didn't even get any credit on the album for that. But anyway, another that's part. I just wanted to tell you guys about the part she wrote about her meeting Prince. That she was a fan, and then she found out he was a fan of her, so they were equally fans of each other. But she was in love and mesmerized with how beautiful he was and everything, because she hung his poster over her bed way before she met him. But anyway, another thing that she talked about was Diana Ross. She said that she worked with Diana Ross one night, and she said that she was getting a lot of attention, and her friends were, like waving at her, and everybody was waving and calling her name and stuff. And so somebody that worked for Diana had called her backstage and told her Diana wanted to talk to her. And she said when she went to Diana Ross' dressing room, Diana Ross was talking to somebody, and she saw it. Sheila said, "I know she see me standing at this door." And Diana Ross kept talking to the person she was talking to. She ignored her. So she said, when she went to walk out, Diana Ross said, "But let me talk to you." She said, "You did a very good job tonight." And she said she knew that it's not what Diana Ross wanted to say to her, but she just said because the other person was in the dressing room. So she said she thanked her, whatever. And then she walked out, and Diana's manager said, "Well, Diana said tomorrow, when you next time you wear something that's not so revealing," because she said she had a halter top that was cut real low, and she said that she was not gonna let Diana Ross tell her, how to dress or nothing like that. So she walked off the job. She said, "I quit." And so she said that she thought that Diana would be mad at her or whatever. She said like a couple of years later, she saw Diana Ross at an awards show, and she kind of like tried to avoid her or whatever. And Diana called her and said, "There go my baby Sheila," like that. And she said she told Sheila to come here and sit with her and stuff. So she was happy that Diana wasn't mad at their first work, their first work experience or whatever. But anyway, this is a pretty good book. And my opinion, this is just my opinion. I've always liked Sheila. I read this book, and she loved Prince. She loved Prince from '77 to, I don't know. I don't know what I can't remember the dates on when she stopped working for him. But at one point in this book, I remember her saying she loved him so much that she would work for free to be with him. I might have, y'all could correct me on this, but I'm thinking I read that in here the first time I read the book, that she said that she loved Prince so much that he didn't even have to pay her. That's how much she loved him. But he was like, "No, I got to pay you, or whatever." But anyway, that's my opinion. And I want to see her make a movie or whatever about her life, long as she stick to what she. I mean, I can't tell her what to do, but I hope she don't make him look bad in the thing. But I don't think she would, because I think she genuinely have love for Prince. But anyway, thank you for listening to my review of the Sheila E book, The Beat of My Own Drum. It's a good memoir, and it's a fun book, and I have a lot of respect for her for this book. and I wish they would uh, show her unsung again, because she did it unsung, and on that unsung, she was not feeling Prince at all on that unsung. It was kind of funny to me. I thought it was funny, but I can't find it anywhere on the internet anymore. Sheila E did unsung. When I think that was during the time that her and Prince was not talking about how much she loved him than anything else. But anyway, okay, you guys, thank you for watching my video. And the name of Sheila E book is The Beat of My Own Drum, a memoir. Thank you for watching my video, and you all have a good evening.